DJ cut the beat. Damn. Myles Garrett. Browns say they don't want to trade him. Say over my dead body. Myles Garrett said, man, what? Myles Garrett wants out. Rams have informed Cooper Kupp that they're going to shop him. A lot of pieces on the move. Crystal balls in the chat. Cooper Kupp to the Ravens. Cooper Kupp got an expensive ticket, though. So you know me, man. We cannot talk about players on the move. We cannot talk about value. Cannot talk about anything like that without talking about the contract. And you know, so many people try to hop in the shop and have conversations about players without talking about the value, the contract, the most important part thing. He is on a 3-year, $80 million deal, $26 million average salary. 75 of the 80 is guaranteed. So
let me teach you how to vibe.
He's a cap hit of 29 million, basically a $30 million cap hit. And then you got him for that season. Next season it goes down to 27 million. Then he's an unrestricted. You know what this contract remind me of? This remind me of D-Hop's last 2 years when we got him. Titans wait. No team pays the ticket because I think it was 54 million in 2 years.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
And then we wound up getting him for like 13 million a year. So difference is his contract is fully guaranteed, all but 5 million, basically fully guaranteed. So he's like a little bit under a $60 million cap hit for somebody to take him on. So if a team wanted to use him for next season, it cost him 30. It cost him 30 million. He said Kupp to the Ravens. Ravens ain't got the money. He said Kupp to the Ravens. Ravens ain't got the money. He said Abdul Carter to Cleveland. Duh. Big Jeff. But if the Titans take Ward, Shador is not going to Cleveland. That would put Abdul Carter. Cleveland getting Abdul Carter is dependent upon us. Honestly.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Cooper Kupp to Dallas. Dallas ain't got the money. Y'all naming teams that's broke. You gotta, for Cooper Kupp to go to a team, they gotta have a bag, bro. They gotta have a bag. And that's pretty much what you're looking at. Let's look at Myles Garrett. Commanders definitely got the money, but do you think Cooper Kupp gets the Commanders over the Eagles? If I'm the Commanders, I'm not spending my $30 million on Cooper Kupp. Like, no disrespect to Cooper Kupp, but Cooper Kupp at the stage that he at ain't. Nah, I'm not spending $30 million on Cooper Kupp, man. No disrespect. If I'm the Commanders and I had $30 million to blow, I'd get Tyreek Hill before Cooper Kupp. Like, they need some like somebody more dynamic. I mean, Cooper Kupp is a great route runner. Sure, very, very, very sure hands, but nah, I ain't giving $30 million for Cooper Kupp, cuz. All right, Myles Garrett with nothing guaranteed.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
He doesn't have any guaranteed money left. So, you know, Myles Garrett, you're gonna get him for $20 million next year, $20 million in 26. And if you keep him in 27, it's gonna cost you $37 million, but their bread ain't guaranteed. I would expect that if a team took Myles Garrett, they would take him and just restructure him and give him guaranteed money. Because he got a 5-year, $125 million contract with $100 million guaranteed, but pretty much the guaranteed bread is like pretty much out of there at this point.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Boy, what we doing?
Let me teach you how to vibe.
That's CLE on the big TV. Speaking of D-Hop, I was
Let me teach
talking
you
to
how to
the Eagles
vibe.
fans. I said D-Hop is the X factor for Sunday. They killed you in the chat. Really, they should. I mean, D-Hop's not an X factor.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
But he's a person that can make plays come Sunday. He's not the X factor, though. Commanders, we're talking about trading for Kyle Pitts. I don't see Kupp going there. Kyle Pitts ain't no money, though. Kyle Pitts' contract is his contract is cheap. Commanders is a team that could trade for Myles Garrett. They got the money. Cooper Kupp to the Commanders don't help the Commanders. They don't beat the Eagles in the playoffs because of Cooper Kupp. Please, Commanders, come get Tyreek. You think he'll have a big game? I don't. What make you think D-Hop will have a big game? For the Chiefs to win, Pacheco and Hunt need to be effective. Like the Chiefs need to have an effective run game, so the Eagles just can't turn the dogs loose at Mahomes. D-Hop is not the X factor, because I would say, like, why would you think D-Hop would be a bigger X factor than Hollywood Brown? Like, X factor is like somebody who could make chunk plays. Like, D-Hop can surprise us and make a couple plays, but he's not going to get enough of the offense for him to be an X factor. He don't get that kind of targets. Turnovers, kill Washington. I'm saying, like, getting Cooper Kupp wouldn't have changed the outcome of that game, though. Not for no $30 million. Like, $30 million is Jay Jettis or Jamar Chase. They might change the game. Like, just because a person got a name don't mean they'll change the game at this point. Like, the receivers that have changed the game right now is Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. Like, they'll go get 10 catches for 150 yards.
Let me teach you how to
game.
vibe.
Like, fourth down, just throw it up. They'll somehow come down with the ball, like that type of situation. Like, I don't.
Let me
like,
teach you
Cooper
how to
Kupp is
vibe.
a good piece, but not for $30 million. So I understand why the Rams is moving on from him. Myles Garrett and Tyreek, y'all ain't got, no, that's too much. It said D-Hop haven't did nothing in the play because he's not on the field. Hey, TaMarcus, I'm done reading your comments, bro. Like, when it comes to this conversation, because you still talking about D-Hop, bro. Like, we talking about Myles Garrett and Cooper Kupp. You talking about a receiver that get like 30% of the snaps. Like, he ain't gonna be on the field enough to be the X factor in the Super Bowl. He can make a play, but they run more plays for Juju Smith-Schuster than D-Hop. I love D-Hop, but I'm saying, like, if it's an X factor, it would be like Pacheco or Worthy or Hunt, Travis Kelce. Like, not D-Hop. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, and even if D-Hop catch a touchdown in the game, it's not like D-Hop is still making $13-14 million this year. So you got to keep in mind, like, of a player making that much money, if he catch a touchdown, it's not like he just did something crazy. It's not like he out there drawing ones or nothing. But I'm saying, like, if it was Rashee Rice or Hollywood Brown or Xavier Worthy, like, house calling something, like 60, 70-yard pass down the field in a big crucial moment, I could see that. Kupp, nice, but he might end up in Vegas. No, Vegas is not spending $30 million on Cooper Kupp. Juju to the playoffs. Juju be around. Like, like, y'all must understand, like, the Rams is kind of in a bad spot that they have let it be known to Cooper Kupp that they moving him. Like, I just don't think Cooper Kupp worth $30 million as a receiver. Like, think about $30 million receivers like him, Tyreek Hill. Debo wasn't worth the 30 to me. You know what I'm saying? Has Devontae Adams worked out for the $30 million? When you get into that type of range on receiver, like, right now, the only two I could think of that, like, Sunday in, Sunday out, if I had to put $30 million in the receiver, Jay Jettis and Jamar Chase, I'd get him the bag. I just feel like they gonna go dunk the whole game, but put them $30 million back in my pocket. Let me trade up and take Travis Hunter or T Mac from Arizona, and I'll be just fine. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like some positions. It don't. Think about it. The Chiefs let Tariq Hill go for $30 million. What did they get back for them $30 million? They got like 10 niggas. They got like 10 niggas back for letting go of Tariq Hill. Like usually teams get better. Like the Packers let Devontae go. They got Christian Watson, Doubs, Wells. Like bro, they got like 10 receivers out there now. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't spend 30 million. That's why the Rams is trying to shop him, because if I had to go like game on the line play, like Puka Nacua probably getting the ball for them. Like they'll probably move up and try to take a dog receiver in the draft or something. Darius, who you think can get Myles Garrett? And think about what you're gonna have to give up for Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is gonna get a first round draft pick at least. He said Nick Caley and CJ about to cook. Wouldn't be surprised if Kupp come to Houston with his wide receiver. Now see that right there could make sense.
Let me teach you how
because
to vibe.
you're not re-signing Stephon Diggs. CJ Stroud on a rookie contract. Like y'all got a lot of rookie contracts out there. Like y'all could afford to go get Cooper Kupp in Houston would be dirty. See, I can agree with somebody have like something that makes sense. It's got to be a team that's got a rookie deal quarterback, or that quarterback ain't making that much, and they need another piece. See, like if Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell was on the field for the Texans against the Chiefs, it could be a different football game. But Debo played hurt. I ain't saying he didn't deserve the money. You know what I'm saying? Because like he had the same agent as AJ Brown, but look at Debo compared to AJ Brown since they both got their bag. Like Ayuk got the bag last year and was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like 49ers tied all their money up in receivers. Now they got to pay their QB. Somebody got to walk. Was good, TJ D Ford. Noah lower than a second. Myles Garrett is getting a first round draft pick if he move. Like Khalil Mack got what 3 first rounders and a fifth or some when he got traded from the Raiders to the Bears. Like Myles Garrett is arguably the best defensive player in the league. Like he'll get a first. Yeah, I'm not giving Stephon Diggs no money, Devontae. I'm just not. If I got to get somebody 20 plus, I give Cooper Kupp the money before Stephon Diggs. Cause Cooper Kupp gonna play his role better too. Twigs. He said send them Kirk Cousins. Nah, hey Twigs. Hey, y'all fought me so hard about Kirk Cousins. I don't want to hear nothing. Y'all better take that Kirk Cousins crow sandwich and eat it. He can go to the Chargers. I don't see Jim Harbaugh giving 30 for Cooper Kupp, as they got Lad McConkey and with Quinn. They'll go in the draft. They'll go young. Chargers, like Herbert is like a $50 million a year QB, man. That don't make sense. I mean, he would fit there. He would fit there before some other teams. Okay, Houston Chargers 1-2. From the ones y'all gave me, the Houston and Chargers are the two teams that I see like it makes sense. Man, chill 2 times. Browns easily get a first in this year's draft plus the first in next year. D4, I'm saying like no less than a first. If Khalil Mack got 3 first, like you could get a first and plus for Myles Garrett. Only problem is like Myles Garrett is asking out, so like their leverage is lower. But I mean that I told y'all back when CLE was on. This is what I be saying. Like y'all gotta like really, really listen to what I be saying. Go back and listen when I had CLE on. I said the Browns could have the second pick and then trade Myles Garrett and double up and load up. Let Nick Chubb walk and literally have like a whole new roster.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Giants? No, Giants don't have a QB. Why would you spend $30 million on a receiver when you don't have a QB? Kupp get injured too much. We'll get into Luka later. We talked about that for a couple of days. We on NFL right now. We'll get to Luka later. I'll save that. TJ. I'll save it. DK with the 100 ball dragon stickers in the chat. Herbert have to show up in the playoffs. Good QB. Yeah, he do. He ain't done nothing in the playoffs. Not for the money he getting. Bob, what up? Kelsey retires. Kansas signs Cooper Kupp. What sense did that make? But I be wanting to know what y'all be thinking. Like, pass me the blunt so I can get high as y'all get. We're going to take arguably the greatest tight end in NFL history, let him retire, and you're going to replace him with a $30 million receiver that's old and slower than all the rest of the receivers on the roster. Like, they're going to have Rashee Rice back, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, D-Hop contract in, but no, let's go mess up the Kansas City money and spend 30 on Cooper Kupp. Like, bro, like, do that even sound right? It would have sound cool if you said, like, go after, like, George Kittle or Pitts or another, like, dog tight end. But I know you ain't listening. If you listen to my YouTube, I literally just said, watch the Chiefs trade up this year and get Tyler Warren from Penn State.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
We watched it last year. They got Xavier Worthy. Watch this year. Like, the Chiefs going to get younger. They're not going to get old, expensive players. Texans will get another star receiver, my honest opinion. I think Diggs could come back, but I see Higgins joining because of Mixon. Kupp because of Kaylee. I don't think Diggs coming back. If I'm the Texans, I wouldn't want him back. Because, like, if I'm the Texans, you got homegrown talent. You got Nico. You got Tank Dell. John Mechie should take all the starts from Robert Woods. The thing about the Texans is, like, they can go get that star, but, like, who do you get? Do you get, like, does T. Higgins leave? I get T. Higgins if I could get T. Higgins over Cooper Kupp. Like, I need somebody that can dunk. Like, T. Higgins and Nico Collins on the outside with Tank Dell in the slot sounds very, 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 very scary. And young to grow with C.J. Stroud. I'm just not with, like, spending a bunch of money on, like, old players. Because we seen them get a name. Like, what's their motivation? At 31, you already got a Super Bowl championship and a Triple Crown. Like, other than making sure your contract pay out, like, why would you want that? So Kelsey retires and they got tight end out of Bowling Green. Jeff, if you could get Tyler Warren or the tight end out of Bowling Green, you're taking Tyler Warren. The dude can throw passes. The dude can run the ball. The dude can line up and block. He can go out and dunk. Like, Tyler Warren sounds like a person that play on the Chiefs. Like an ambidextrous player that could line up outside, line up inside, go in the backfield, line up at fullback, and then motion to the slot. Like, Tyler Warren sounds like a Chief. Kupp in Arizona. In division 30, Marvin Harrison Jr. being underused. I just don't like, bro, like, teams that are, like, not really competitive, but they're trying to get better, need to grow young, not just go out and spend. Like, Cooper Kupp don't make the Cardinals, like, go to the playoffs. I'm saying, like, when he said Chargers, the Chargers is a playoff team. Lad McConkey had 197 yards receiving in the playoff game. Put Cooper Kupp with that and then relieve some of the pressure off of Quentin. You might have something. Like, Cooper Kupp on the Texans with a healthy Nico Collins, a healthy Tank Dell, sounds scary because, like, everybody can get open and catch. They just was injured when they got to the playoffs. I'm saying, like, he got to go to a team like that with a young quarterback that already got something, but adding to it, not like somebody who got nothing, because he's not like a franchise-changing player. He said, I'm about to send you some of the teams that got cap space. I can show on screen. It's in the Discord. I can pull that up. It's already in there, Coop. If we're going to go to offensive line route and develop Mechie, he's probably going to be a dog if he can work on his hands. Experienced Xavier Hutchinson. Going to be elite. He has good size and hands. I don't know. I mean, that's why I say y'all in a good position of saying the offensive lineman in this draft going to fall. Y'all can get a good offensive lineman and get a veteran receiver to go with Tank Dell and Nico. Because that's what Stephon Diggs was supposed to be, but him and Tank Dell got hurt. Mechie being the fourth receiver, like, that's a solid roster. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes spots away from Robert Woods, because you're really just trying to replace Robert Woods and go and stay as young as possible. But I think Texans got to go O-line. when they chance get there because they were just too bad. Like pick one of them dudes that balled in the senior bowl and just rock with that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I think. But the Texans would be at the top of my list as a team that could go after a Cooper Kupp. Them and the Chargers. I like the 2 picks that y'all got so far. Texans and Chargers. Tyler Warren gonna be top 20. Who said the Buffalo Bills traded the Chiefs the pick that they drafted Worthy with? So I'm saying like, Jeff, I know you be tapped in. I literally said on the YouTube, watch the Chiefs trade up and get a Tyler Warren. Like everybody was surprised last year when the Raiders got Brock Bowers. They took him very high. So it's a chance. Once you get past, like when you look at the draft for real, Cam Ward, Shador, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Mason Graham, Will Johnson. Like once you get T-Mac, once you get past them first like 7 or 8, just guaranteed dogs. I could see like the 8th pick, 9th pick on down to like the rest of the first round could go. Anybody could move around and trade and get, because like there's elite and then like the bottom half of the first round all the way through the 7th. It's a lot of valuable players gonna get picked at the back of the first, the second, the third, the fourth. I think this is gonna be one of the deepest drafts. Not just elite talent, but like really good talent that could come in and help. Like if you was looking for a linebacker, you're going to be like at like 10 to 15 and get the best linebacker off the board. Like this is one of the rare drafts where like the top 10 ain't filled with offensive linemen. Like last year was Joe Alt and J.C. Latham was picked in the first 7 picks. This year ain't no offensive tackles should be coming off the board that early. You know what I'm saying? Like this a year where like if you was picking a guard or a right tackle, you probably can get the number 1 right tackle or guard on the board in the 2nd round. Like it just gonna fall that way this year. Like if you go do a whole bunch of mocks and just look at what the talent stack up, like this is a draft where teams that are already playoff teams drafting in the back of the first round gonna be able to trade up or get whatever they want.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Henry and Jackson running back. Which position do you think is strong? Defensive line, secondary, wide receiver, running back. Like them skill positions is deep, bro. Like it's gonna be like you gotta think like Ollie Gordon, all them boys gonna be around in like probably the 2nd. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do enough mocks, you see like running backs like Dylan Sampson, Neal, Scatterbo. They gonna be around the 4th round. Like you gonna be able to get some goons. Like safeties, it's gonna be safeties like in their 2nd and 3rd round, just sitting there. Like think about the Eagles. They got Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean back to back last draft. It could be something like that for a team that know what they want, that ain't drafting like QB. So it's a team like sitting in the back half of the first round, gonna get Barron from Texas at safety, and get a plug and play guy at safety that can play coverage too. I think it could have been fixed. Slow it just didn't give. Yeah, sometimes you get that. Twitch stream look cleaner than Facebook. Wink. That's why you multi-stream 10 months. That's love. Knew he was getting cut. As a result, CJ had a horrible line. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like Cooper Kupp and Myles Garrett is interesting because, like, the first team that came to mind for Myles Garrett was the Commanders because they got a bunch of money free. So the money ain't a problem for them. I just don't know if I'm the Commanders and I got a GM like Jaden Daniels. I don't know if the Browns want too much, I don't know how much I give. But whatever defensive lineman you get ain't gonna be better than Myles Garrett in the next 2 years. You could take any one of them in the draft, they're not gonna be better than Myles Garrett, but because it play for their rookie window.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
I mean, if I'm picking at like 28, I give up pick 28 flat out for Myles Garrett. But if they want a first this year, a first next year, and I just don't know if you could. I don't know if you could just give up all your capital like that with a young team that's growing. I just don't know about that. The Bears just got Montez Sweat and whatchamacallit out the Bears defense is loaded. I don't think the Bears is in a position with a young QB to be giving up first round draft picks. The Bears is picking high. Like if you got a top 10 pick and you a rebuilding team, I don't know about giving up top 10 picks for veteran players. Because if you put Myles Garrett on the Bears, their defense is crazy, but they still gonna struggle to score points.
Let me teach you how
Man,
to
the dog, I
vibe.
heard he left the Longhorns. Montana Max. I mean, it's a gamble. I'm saying like, Denver should look at Garrett. I could see that. Denver, but I'm saying like all them teams that are playoff teams, like, are you giving up multiple first round picks for a defensive dog just for 2 years? You know what I'm saying? Like that just be my thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't know about giving up first round like draft capital. Even if your team ain't been a team that ain't drafted well, like you got to be hoping that the general manager that y'all do have is somebody that's gonna get the most out of your draft board. For Garrett, I see Baltimore. Baltimore ain't got no money though, and they not trading him in division. Like you can hang that up. Ain't no way I'll trade Myles Garrett to the Ravens and I gotta play them twice a year. That don't make sense. Nobody's dumb as the Giants to send Saquon, let Saquon walk in them. I hope he don't wind up on the Eagles. I won't sleep. And then the Eagles sign him. Like you can't do that. Not if you can control it. I'd say send him across the water. It said he going to Atlanta. All right, now Jerry, that's a good one. How about this? Myles Garrett to Atlanta. Atlanta sends Kirk Cousins to Cleveland. Each the contract for the first year like the Broncos did for Russell Wilson, and then
Let me
send back
teach
a
you how to
first
vibe.
in a future pick. That like in that scenario, in that scenario, you take your lumps on 1 year. Atlanta get Myles Garrett and start picking in the second round. Browns get a QB, a bridge, whether they draft Shador, Cam Ward or not, if one of them on the board. Like that could be a decent situation, and they not be on the books to pay Cousins. That's actually not bad. That's 1 of 3. Shout out to Jerry. Hashtag Jerry. That's a good one. That's 3 teams that seem to be decent. He said, but it's different between saying like you want to go to Baltimore. Like Derrick Henry went to Baltimore because he was a free agent. Myles Garrett got 2 years left on his contract, and the Browns don't want to move him. Why on earth would you move him in division? Like, what could the Ravens send the Browns back to make them want to play him for the next 2 years while they rebuilding? That don't make sense. 2 times, man. Don't take it personal, man. Yeah, he's not a free agent. 2 times, stop getting tight, man. I'm just saying, if you can help it, you don't let Myles Garrett stay in the AFC North. Not if you got control over it. DK Metcalf to Houston. Ooh wee. Spicy. He said, I took it there. Man, I took a shot at my own team though, bro. Y'all gotta stop being sensitive about y'all teams, man. I know it's tough to watch Saquon Barkley in the Super Bowl with a 2,000-yard season, arguably the greatest season of all time at a running back. Has been tough. Watching him do backflips over defenders in open space. I know it's been hard to watch. That's what I'm saying, Devontae. Like, send him to the NFC. All right, so we got 3 places for him to go. Commanders, Chargers, Falcons. Falcons sound like the best bet, though. Falcons sound like the best bet. I say for these 2 players we talking about being shopped. Cooper Kupp and Myles Garrett. Texans and Chargers for Cooper Kupp. Commanders of the Falcons for Myles Garrett. Get him out of the AFC. Get him out of the AFC. Send him out west. Oh, here's another team. The Cardinals could be in the look for Myles Garrett. Cardinals need edge rushers bad since JJ and Chandler Jones left. They ain't had that goon. But I don't know what capital the Cardinals got. I don't know what they capital looking like. Let me look. We got this pulled up. Man, get the graphic on the screen. Cardinals got 118 million. They could do it. Commanders got 121 million. They could do it. Where the Falcons at? Ooh, Falcons, y'all broke. But if you take Kirk Cousins' money off, like they could make some shake. But now looking at it, the Commanders and the Cardinals would be in the league for the Myles Garrett sweepstakes. Falcons over here broke. They gave all their money to Kirk Cousins. But Cooper Kupp, Chargers, and where the Texans at? Texans broke too. Texans, what up, man? Y'all ain't got number 19 million. Devontae, I'm sorry, man. Texans broke. Y'all ain't got no free agent money. Y'all shit gone. Y'all ain't got no bread. Y'all over there, bitch. Pocket watching. He said people come back and run touchdowns on special teams. If my town the Steelers are mediocre at best, Rams will be a spot in the NFC. But I'm saying the Rams is trying to get rid of Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is 30 million against the Rams if they can't move him. Let's see how much. The Rams got 60 million. They could do it. They a team that's used to giving up their first round picks like they did before. I don't even know if they got any fourth round picks left from that trade. Let me smoke some because you're on one tonight. Man, we just cooling, man. It's all love. I got a problem with experts saying Cowboy fans shouldn't be mad. Y'all shouldn't be burning jerseys though, man. That's a little extreme, bro. Burning jerseys is extreme. Can't wait till Hulk Hogan, who said Myles to Baltimore, it would never happen unless he was willing to take a pay cut. He had to wait 2 years. Yeah, it ain't happening. He said, franchise tag Diggs. Nah, let Diggs walk. I'm telling you, Bills got better when they let go of Diggs. He might not want to hear that, but Bills got better when they let go of Diggs. I'm telling y'all, man, this is the era where you let go of older players and you go with new guys and build young, and before you know it, boom, you be the Commanders. Boom, you be the Lions. You don't rebuild with old players. The Chiefs stay relevant because they get rid of all them old expensive players. The worst team in Dallas no more. Wait till this draft come up, Jeff. If y'all don't make no moves in free agency and draft, like y'all might just be twins. Dallas got 29 million free. Dallas broke. Diggs got up out of there. Bills. You know what I'm saying? They got Keon Coleman, Shakir, and then they veteran was Amari Cooper. Cause this is the thing though, like you still gotta have your money free for your rookies too. So you gotta think all the teams that got their bread, they still gotta sign their rookies. It said I did say K. Allen. Keon sold that game. He ain't been the same since that injury. He young though, man. Aaron King, what up?
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Appreciate everybody hitting in reactions. We live on the blue. We live on the green. We live on the purple. We just talking Myles Garrett and Cooper Kupp being on the move. All right. So my man TJ earlier was talking about the Luka trade. So we'll add that into this because I've been saying like we in the era where teams realize they gotta move. You can't just sit on your hands and expect to get better. Where I think Myles Garrett going, we've been talking in the chat trying to see who got the money
teach you
free.
how to vibe.
Myles Garrett to Atlanta for Kirk Cousins and offsetting some bread sounds pretty good because Kirk Cousins actually make more than Myles Garrett, so that's a thing. And then the Commanders got a lot of money free, and the Cardinals got money free. Raiders got a lot of money free too, but I just don't see the Raiders being a destination for Myles Garrett. Broncos got the money, but I just don't know what team is willing to part with their first round picks with this draft coming up. If I was a team in the bottom half of the first round, I'd get my first up for Myles Garrett. But the good thing about it is whoever get him can like restructure him. He don't got no bunch of guaranteed bread left. Keenan Allen. Oh, okay. Keenan Allen to Baltimore. I still think teams like Baltimore and these teams need to go with younger players. They need to stop getting these old guys. Odell didn't work. Keenan Allen is good, but bro, stop going get these old dudes. Just go through the draft and build. Go get you another. Like, look at the players that's out here in the second round. Lad McConkey had 197 yards receiving in a playoff game. You can get that in the second round. You can get some dogs out here in the second round, third round. Amon-Ra St. Brown was not a high draft pick. You know what I'm saying? All these people is out here for you to get in that second or third round. Do your tape, draft somebody, and save your money. A second round draft pick receiver is like $8 million for 4 years. Or you finna spend like $20, $30 million on one of these receivers for 10, 15 million. It just ain't worth it. He said Dallas ain't cheap, they broke. Not Jerry Jones, I'm saying like far as the cap. They gave all their money to three players right now. Dak Prescott is 33% of their cap. CeeDee Lamb is like 35. And Michael Parsons is 25. Like that's it. Three people just eating all the money up. I don't think the Mavs will be bad. I think the Mavs, like for the brief period, is fine. Cause you got Kyrie and Clay with AD playing the 4. AD want to move to the 4. Maybe he stays on the court more playing the 4 and not the 5. They got extra centers. Jason Kidd's a good coach. Mavericks will be fine. I think for the Lakers, you know, if it's true that like LeBron and Luka didn't know about it, it could just be like the Lakers solidifying their future of saying, yeah, we got Bron here, but this is the Luka show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still expect them to make another move. Like, if you look at the Lakers' history, they always do it. They give you one here and one here. It might be a situation where, like, the Lakers bring in a big that nobody expected. You know what I'm saying? And the Lakers are looking for the future of the Lakers, which is you could have another 10 years of Luka Doncic. You know what I'm saying? But the messed up part is Luka ain't finna get his Supermax. They kind of messed his bag up, so it's interesting to see. And I think maybe if you're the Mavericks, you're saying as is, like you wasn't gonna beat Boston. You wasn't gonna, like certain teams they may feel they're not better than. Nah, Jeff. Totally good. Ravens just tend to do dumb moves at the wide out. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta realize, don't go get a guy, draft Isaiah Likely. Don't go get a guy, draft Zay Flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like, where did De'Aaron Fox go to Spurs? De'Aaron on the Spurs. Like, it's waited so late because Plinker knows LeBron would want to be gone. Yeah, I mean, but you know, for one season, if they could bring a big in, Luka Doncic, LeBron, and a big come down the stretch with Austin Reeves, like, it could be dangerous in a series. Vikings are done with Sam at QB, JJ to start. They could bring in Garrett, already a playoff team. See, the thing about it is, like, if they had Sam Darnold like under like on a 2 or 3 year deal, they could trade him. That's why I say the Falcons sound good. Like, if you could trade Sam Darnold to the Browns and give them a QB, like a starting QB, you got more leverage. I think teams that got something that they can send got a little bit more leverage because the Browns don't want to move him. He want to be moved. Like it could get ugly. I mean, he could wind up sitting in there and they could wind up just waiting this thing out. I mean, it is the Browns now. Good move for the Mavs. In the short, in the short, if they don't believe in Luka, but I just ain't crazy about trading like the premier wing player in the NBA in his prime at 25. Like it ain't like he at the end of his career, bro. He's in the beginning. I just think he didn't get along with some of the management. They talking about, oh, he out of shape. How you out of shape and took them to the finals with that raggedy ass roster they had? AD gonna prove. I think AD just gonna be happy to be playing the 4 and not the 5. I think his longevity go like when you remember when the Spurs put Duncan at the 4 and started playing Nesterovic and all them dudes at the 5, and like Duncan was a little bit more effective. I think AD you say Mavs won, but it's the Lakers though. Like think about it. It could be a situation where they both got what they want. The Lakers got their superstar for the future, and the Mavericks got more of what they wanted for their team right now. But Lakers go make one move, you gonna forget about what the Mavericks is. You know what I'm saying? Like first time Anthony Davis get hurt, and Luka go out there and drop 35, 40 on your head, you know what I'm saying? It's also a business too. You know what I'm saying? Like Luka Doncic is one of the faces of the league for the next decade. Jimmy Butler or too much drama. Jimmy Butler ain't really drama. It's just drama where it's at. I don't know. Like it's better not make a move for a big man because who's playing defense now? That's the problem, Andrew, is. But you don't know what they got going on inside the office, though. They for sure got to get a big man, though. He said, welcome to Luka. We might get a championship before the Knicks. Yeah, he said the Lakers in trade talks on Myles Turner and Indy. Jimmy probably only signed with Phoenix. Warriors getting desperate to keep Curry. They called every team asking about their superstar. Yeah. Kessler, Lakers trying to get right now. Bill, what up? Luka start playing defense. He'd be top 5. Mavs been wanting to say. That's what they said about Nowitzki all his career. He sure got a championship and cooked their ass in the finals. He cooked the big 3 bad in the finals. Like Dirk Nowitzki went to work on them nigga, him and JT. Mavs been wanting to do this. They was waiting to get Mark Cuban. Yeah. But I'm saying like sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. Yeah, they trying to say he like 50 pounds overweight. You heard Mark Cuban say, I would have divorced my wife before I traded Luka Doncic. Because at the end of the day, Luka going to fill the stands. Warriors need to make a move. Man, they done, TJ. You got OKC. You got is the YN's movement now. AD in a better headspace as money is no longer with Income Texas working with Daniel Gavitt to help him. I just think he's gonna get to play the 4. A lot of big men like to get off the 5 and move to the 4 later in their career. You know what I'm saying? Like he can kind of float a little bit, and people won't be mad. Like people get mad. AD float as a center. He float as a 4. You're not really tripping. He kind of can play like LaMarcus Aldridge a little bit at that 4, like more of a stretch 4. He said, bro, yeah, Curry ain't playing in defense. It's great for us in the long run. It's great for the Mavs in short. That's why I say in short, the Mavericks look like a more complete team. Long term, it's the Lakers. The Lakers, like the Celtics, certain teams just ain't going to be bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, they going to make moves. It's the Lakers and the Celtics. They got the most championships for a reason because they always keep, like, faces of the league type players on their squad. He do not look 270. Is James Harden injured? You ain't heard about him lately? It's James Harden. He'll play the 4, been close to time. He'll be at the 5. Yeah, I mean, you go back and look at that clip when they won the Western Conference Finals when like him and the owner, they ain't even shaking hands, like they're not even celebrating. Like Luka give him the stank eyes, you know what I'm saying, rolling his eyes at
Let
him
me
like they
teach you
don't.
how to vibe.
It be like that. Like when Aaron Rodgers went and pushed Robert Salah off of him, and then they fired Salah, like it looked like it's we just playing it off. Like no, they really don't rock with each other. And when Jared Goff got traded from the Rams after going to the Super Bowl, yeah, he really did make them comments about that man's wife. Like they're really getting him out of there. That stuff really be happening. 2029 first round pick with some ninth grader. Yeah, NBA be crazy. Like they be trading 2050 picks and stuff. Yeah, he took his beer, man. Like let that man pour some champagne and some beer on his head. Michael, that beer wasn't gonna make them beat Boston. James Harden. Yeah, you don't take a beer out of his hand, man. But it's interesting though. On one hand, you get to see the nature of the businesses. People get traded every day, b. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's safe. Ain't nobody safe, man. If Luka Doncic can get traded, everybody can get traded. Hot seat. If this go left, I'm glad Celtics had patience with the Jays. I'm saying like that's how I be Anthony Edwards to the Knicks. Look, he hey, 2-time want the Knicks to be good so bad. I kind of want it would be cool if you see Rent doing and 2-time excited about the Knicks. He said bust the Timberwolves team up. 2-time said, give me somebody jersey I can buy. Now y'all feel me when I be talking about the Titans. Get Cam Ward or Shador. At least give me somebody that make me want to buy a jersey. Cause like we ain't even got nobody that make you want to buy a jersey. Like, let me get a jersey at least, bro. Like, give me somebody that I could be excited about. Pause. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Boy, y'all funny though. Y'all be having me cracking up. Man, Shop Talks be lit. If y'all be wanting to miss out on this content, this is gonna be on YouTube tomorrow. If you be at work, if whatever be going on, don't worry. Shop Talks gonna be up on YouTube every day. You know what I'm saying? And y'all make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, comment, share on them YouTube videos. We for sure trying to go up. Bulls traded Levine to get their own pick back. It ain't just a time. For SGA to the Nuggets. Chargers probably have some stock. They want Garrett to be paired up with Bosa. I don't know, like the teams that's building like that. See, they in a different position though. Like Justin Herbert got his super contract, so I think you gotta. I think you once you pay the QB, I think you gotta go. You gotta go through the draft. I think the teams that either trading the Browns a quarterback or got QBs that's on rookie deals should be the ones trying to get him. Like Herbert is already getting his gangster contract, so I just don't see that because I last year they picked Joe Alt and their first 2 picks was Joe Alt and Lab McConkey. If you the Chargers, I want my first and second pick this coming season. Like think about that. Like they picked Joe Alt and Lab McConkey 1-2. They knocked it out the park with their draft. So I'm saying like, if I'm the Chargers, do I want to give up my ability to draft a Joe Alt or Lab McConkey on rookie deals, or do I want to go get Myles Garrett? Don't make them win in the playoffs this past year. They need a little bit more on offense. You can see Garrett in Pittsburgh for one of their QBs. I just don't know how crazy I am about trade inside of the division, bro. Like, if you the Pittsburgh Steelers, do you want to trade Russell Wilson to the Browns and then play against him? If you the Browns, do you want to trade the Pittsburgh Steelers, Myles Garrett, to match up with T.J. Watt so he can kill your quarterback that you just traded for? Like, I'm never crazy about the in division trading. Like, I'm sending you to the NFC. And if I'm in the NFC, you're going to the AFC. Not gonna have to play against you every year. Raiders need to be drafting. They got Pete Carroll and Tom Brady. They need to win. They need to win through the draft. They already got Max Crosby and they got Christian Wilkins last year. They drafted Big Tyree a few years ago. Pause. Like, go through the draft if you're the Raiders. They kind of missed with Quinn Johnson, but they hit in the draft. But see, that wasn't Harbaugh though. That wasn't Harbaugh. Hell no, Mike. Brown sent Garrett the third pick and another pick. Titans for the number one pick. We'll take that. Let's actually be the Browns are the second pick. We'll take Myles Garrett and the second pick. They can have the first pick and take Cam Ward. We take Shador and Myles Garrett. They're not doing that. Man, Hab, stop talking about this Titans Travis Hunter. Who's going to throw him the ball, bro? If the Titans don't draft QB at 1 or 2, they're trading their pick. They're not going to be able to draft Travis Hunter. It's not going to happen. Put on finesse the Browns for Garrett. Y'all take that. Y'all still get y'all QB. Yeah, I mean, but they're not going to do it. Like, that's a bad trade for the Browns, bro. Like, they get nothing out of that. No Carter? No. Bro, like, this is the draft. You have 4 players that are going 1, 2, 3, 4. Cam Ward, Shador, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. That's your 4 picks. That's the 4 people that's going to go off the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Titans, the Browns, and the Giants all want to draft a QB. If they don't draft a QB and they trade their picks, the Jets and the Raiders are definitely going to trade up and get that pick. So it's 5 teams in the top 7 that all need QBs. There's no chance that the Titans just stay at 1 and draft Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter without trading back. Just don't. And I don't want them to trade back. I just want them to pick the best quarterback that they see out of the 2. Just pick one. Pick one in the second round. Trade your second round pick. Trade back a few spots to a team trying to trade up to get Jackson Dart or somebody, and flip that into a third. Second round, you take Landon Jackson or the dude from Marshall or Jack Sawyer. You get one of them in the second, and then you got a third, 2 fourths, 2 fifths, a 6, and you trade Will Levis for a 7. You got 2 7. That's your rebuild. Titans, you got 70, 80 million free in cap space. Go get somebody. I'm just not with this drafting a non-QB at 1. It's just dumb. Yeah, Travis gonna have to throw the ball to himself and catch it. He said, y'all not passing up. That was Chad Brinker. Chad Brinker's not making the pick. We already discussed it. Bergonzi came right in and said no. He's just talking. He's on Tennessee radio. Quarterback class is buns. It's actually not though. Like, see, you don't know if a class is bad. Like people, nobody was looking saying Bo Nix was the man last year coming out of the draft. He wound up balling. It's people that were saying Jaden Daniels was too skinny and you should go. You should. Caleb Williams was the guy. And Michael Penix stayed hurt. And you would know if the quarterback class is buns in like 2-3 years. What if somebody get Jackson Dart in the 3rd round and he wind up being a starter? What if somebody got Jalen Milroe and let him sit for a couple years and he wind up being a goon? What if Cam Ward and Shador go to 2 teams that actually turn them around? It's really more about the organization than the player. Felipe, what up? Cam Ward is the pick. Genty or Burden or left tackle from Ohio State for the Cowboys. Jags gonna trade for Will Levis. That's funny. Had to ask. Nah, ask away. Y'all can ask any question, bro. Y'all can ask any question. Milrow to Pittsburgh. That would be nice. You know, I thought like Jackson Dart to the Rams to sit behind Matt Stafford would be good. You know, like some situations like that, like Jackson Dart, Milrow, Ewers, Riley, whatchamacallit, Will Howard. Like those dudes might get on good teams that they can just chill for a second. They ain't gotta come right in. Yeah, I'm saying Wesley, like the right player got to get to the right team. Like Sam Darnold got to the Vikings, you get the most out of him. Geno Smith got off the Jets, he got to the Seahawks, you get the most out of him. Like Baker Mayfield was on the Browns, he's on the Buccaneers, you get the most out of him. Like sometimes you just need to get the right player to the right team. Sometimes players be drafted to teams that need them to save the franchise like day one. It don't always work like that. Jag say you a lie. Rand said they don't even know if Stafford will be back with them next year. There you go.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Nick, I think Matt Stafford is back in the Rams. And I think if you the Rams, if you sitting there in the second round, you might take Jackson Dart. Let him sit behind Matt Stafford for a year. I don't know. Like, I just look at saying like players just got to get sent to the right squad, man. You just can't have you can't have the right player go to the wrong team, and it happens every year. I mean, if you use the Titans, Malik Willis came to the Titans. It was a bad look. You had Ryan Tannehill. The offenses that they ran was too different. But then you put him on the Green Bay Packers with an offense with a mobile quarterback that's similar to his skill set. Malik Willis was 3-0 as a starter this year in Green Bay because it already fit his skill set. So, like, take Milrow and put him on the Ravens or put him on the Eagles or put him on the the Steelers or somewhere that, like, the game plan makes sense. Like, then it works. Jags was popping. He said way too mobile out of Liberty. Yeah. Then we put him in an offense where he under center with 3 tight ends. Like, duh, it don't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get him in that RPO system where he can use his mobility. You see that all the time from players going places and it look crazy. I believe we didn't have to trade up for Levis. But I mean, if you was gonna take him, like, I don't think we lost enough trading up to get him. It just didn't work. See, the year they took Levis, I didn't mind it, but it's really they put it like this. I didn't like it just because you already got Malik Willis there with a new coach. Like, what could you get? Looking back on it, you take Will Levis and Malik Willis, like Brian Callahan probably gets the same thing out of both of them. So it's like, why did you draft it there? You know what I'm saying? Hindsight 2020, when they took him, okay, you got a 7th round pick back for Willis. You don't have no money tied up in him. You just look back at that draft and say, what could you have got in the 2nd round? But then you would have had to re-sign Tannehill. See, that's the dilemma that they was in, that John Robinson left was, if you re-sign Tannehill, you can't re-sign him for like a $10 million contract like a lot of the bridges you want to try to get is, like Mariota or Joe Flacco, these guys that's getting like $10 million to bridge. If the Titans would have paid Tannehill, they would have had to pay him a lot more money. You know, he would have been getting like Derek Carr, Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins type of money if the Titans re-signed him, because they was already signed him to a 4-year, $120 million deal. So when you paying somebody $30 million a year, you can't reduce that down and keep them as a bridge. They was just in between a rock and a hard place. But when you're not drafted in the first round, it really don't matter. It just matters the pick that you missed. Like, what could they have got in the third round if they would have drafted somebody else and not Malik Willis? What could they have gotten in the second if they would have drafted somebody else and not Will Levis? That's the part you miss, like the future of that. But seeing as they traded D-Hop and Ernest Jones for 4th and 5th round draft picks, like whatever, and you traded Malik Willis for a 7th. If they trade Will Levis for a 7th, if they draft a QB, you getting your picks back in value. It just depends on what you do with it. He said, Call of Duty, take your hair out. Hey, that be feeling good. Get your hair washed and scratched, boy. Or, sheesh. Just don't want to draft a QB now. Fire head coach. It don't matter though. Like, they in the position they got to draft a QB. Like, the rebuild says you need to draft a quarterback. The rebuild doesn't, like, whose rebuild has worked that they spent $40-50 million on a QB? It don't work. He said, are the Panthers already written out next season? Not written out. I expect them to get better though. I mean, when they finally realize to take new talent and stop getting these old names and build new young talent around Bryce Young, like, it's gonna look better. But I mean, like, you can't name me 5 players on the Panthers team though. Chuba Hubbard. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you naming on the Panthers, dog? Like, I'm saying the Panthers ain't got enough, so it's like, they got low expectations. They can surprise people if they get some more talent there. The Panthers got to go back to the old Panthers. Old Panthers, yes, they had Cam the last time they was good, but they also had Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly, Josh Norman. Like, they need to have that gooned out defense to go with Bryce and get him some help. Appreciate that. You ain't never lie. Getting your hair washed and scratching, it feel great, bro. First and second round mock in the chat. Just pick what's available. He said Young ain't it, but Canales is. Like, but this the thing though. This is what people have to understand. Like, even if you don't believe in Bryce Young, the fact that you got a QB on your roster that's making $5 million right now allows you to say he might not be Jaden Daniels, but I also like the upside of growing Bryce Young, then giving Kirk Cousins $50 million, then giving Derek Carr $51 million. Give me Bryce Young and let me build a line, because that line was dog shit the last few years. Let me build that running game. Let me get some tight ends that can catch. Let me get some young wide receivers. Let me build a gooned out defense. And then we'll go back and at the end of the third year, at the end of next season, to say whether we believe in Bryce or not. Because at the end of the day, like, I take Bryce Young over a $50 million Kirk Cousins or Derek Carr any day. Because see, like, you just got to play the rookie contract out and say, like, within this time, what can I build around him? Right now, you may say you don't believe in Bryce Young, but, like, what else is in Carolina? They the worst roster in the NFC South. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you put a good quarterback over there, like one of the top ones in the league, it don't make them no better. They probably don't make the playoffs. Myles Garrett to the Commanders. Cooper Kupp to Cowboys. Ain't got no money, she. Cowboys ain't got no money. Come up with another one. We've already established Cooper Kupp to the Texans or to the Chargers sounds better. Myles Garrett, Commanders, a trade for the Falcons, QB. Myles Garrett to the Cardinals, some places. But I'll definitely send one to the AFC so I ain't got to play him, and one to the NFC so I ain't got to. I'm definitely not playing the same, not leaving them in conference. Out of the new head coaches, who I think the first to be fired, Brian Schottenheimer. You ask, I gotta say it. Who you got the Cowboys taking, Jeff? Tyler Warren. You drafting tight end? After you just got Ferg. Who he got the Cowboys taking? D tackle from Michigan? Yeah, Big Jeff getting fired. He drafted a tight end for the Cowboys in the first round. Big Jeff getting fired. I can see Kupp to the Chargers for sure. He fit that MO. The chat came with some good ones today. Aaron Glenn, nah. Brian Schottenheimer, the first one, they're gonna be gone. Oh, let's get into that shit. New Orleans Saints fans. Don't nobody want y'all job. They say y'all waiting on Kellen Moore so y'all don't get hit with no NFL sanctions. What's up, Saints fans? Don't duck. Where y'all at? They say everybody turned down the Saints like everybody. Man, your mama ain't never home. They say the Saints waiting on Kellen Moore. They cuck for Kellen. Come on, Saints fans. Don't y'all all go at once. Don't y'all all go at once. Who gonna coach the Saints though, Wes? And I don't think Arch Manning gonna be the first QB off the board if he came out next year. They finna hype the Drew Aller hype train finna get so high next season. That's what I'm saying. Like, you just gonna sit and be bad for years? He said Nico got some game. Nico who? He said some retired coach who doesn't need a job for the Saints. They say they waiting on Kellen Moore.